Welcome back to Duke University at Koskinen Stadium, the home of the Duke Blue Devils, a lacrosse team that has wound up making it to the Final Four 9 times in the last 12 years. I'm Jeff Hamlin, and welcome to the Bull City All-Star Cullen Classic for Cancer. And today, the second annual boys game between the blue team and the white team, made up of some 39 high schools from all around the state. 45 of the best players in North Carolina participating in today's game. Head coaches today, Jacob Manning from Chapel Hill is coaching the white team along with his assistant Daniel Thayer. And for the blue team, Kim Broomfield from Wilmington Laney. He's assisted by Matt McDonough from Laney and Cam Ferguson, the head coach over at Carborough. The teams have taken the field here at Koskinen Stadium in Durham. Tyson Walter is in net for the blue team, member of the Orange Panthers. At the other end of the field, Chris Nelson from Cannon School out in Concord, who will play at Notre Dame. He's in net for the white at the other end of the field. And in the face-off circle, it is Drew Lang, Cole Janowski. And we're all set for action here, and we are underway. Janowski is for the blue team, and he digs the ball up. And he will take the ground ball for himself, then is tripped up, lost his stick, and the ball promptly stolen back by Taylor Carpenter. And back comes the white squad. They're moving right to left. Carpenter moves in. He'll go in on Walter, fires, and scores.
Goal number 18, Tyler Carpenter.
Just like that, Tyler Carpenter winds up scoring.
Number 18, Tyler Carpenter.
Scores an unassisted goal on the turnover, and the white squad opens up the scoring. So Carpenter on the turnover, just when it appeared that the white team had lost the face-off, that created a turnover. John Bennett now will go into the face-off circle for the blue team. First goal coming at 11:40, just 20 seconds into the game. We'll have 4 12-minute quarters, the standard length of time in high school. That'll be the case here today in the Bull City All-Star Classic. Face-off here, number 2. And it's taken up by number 9 for the blue squad. That's Donovan Jones. And the blue squad will look to even the contest here today. Coming onto the field, Miles Lee. And now to the far side, that's Grant Irons with it. He'll drop back off to Lee. Lee moves to the right. Now he'll fire off angle as he was being pushed away by 15 Parker Bird. Went wide, but the Blues were backing up with Jack Delegati from Greensboro Day picking up the ball. Delegati isolated. Minute into the game here, Carpenter has scored for the Whites first. Pass away to Grant Irons from J.H. Rose. Opts to go behind the net. That is McCain Went. On the right, nice force through the shot, goal. Donovan Jones from Hoggard. He managed to beat his man in a 1v1 situation, and Donovan Jones evens the game. Unassisted goal coming at 10:37. So Donovan Jones from Hoggard led the Vikings to the Conference 1 championship by scoring 51 goals and 89 points. He had 11 hat tricks this season. All even at 1, 83 seconds into the game. In the face-off circle, once again, it is Cole Jankowski. Scramble continues, and the ball is taken up by Tyler Carpenter from Durham Academy. Not that far away from here, as a matter of fact. School is located on 751 in Durham. Passes away to Sean Goldsmith from Northwest Guilford. He's one of several Vikings playing in the game today. And Jacob Leone from Millbrook School That's up in New York, not to be confused with Millbrook High School, which is in Raleigh. Alan Monet had it momentarily. Colby Hatcher pushed off the ball that time as Leon. Now Hatcher takes the reins once again on the left. Tries a pass in front. It bounced off the stick of Jared Halverson from Jordan, and it goes over the end line. They're going to rule that a shot, however, and ruled that the white team was closest to it, with Halverson winning the race to the sideline. This is Caleb Fitch behind the net from Southern Alamance in Elon. Long stick defenseman assigned on him. Top of the box, Kobe Hatcher manages to elude Brian Bell from Greensboro Page. He fires, shot went wide. Tyson Walter, the goalkeeper, tried to win the race to the back line, but the Whites will keep it. 9:10 remaining. Oh, strong move to the net, but losing the ball is Fitch, and the ball is taken up by the Blues. Racing back the other way, Brian Bell, who played at Page High School with the Pirates. And deep to Brewer Warlick. He's from Wilmington Laney, one of several players from Wilmington playing in the game today. Oh, quick move made, and the shot by Jack Delegati from Greensboro Day whistles wide, the Blues backing up. Even at 1, 8:45 remaining in the first quarter. 4 12-minute quarters on tap for today. This is Winnack with it. McCain-Winnack isolated. Still working hard with it. Now hits a cutter. Stumbling down to the turf was Bell. And that is ruled a pass that will go over the end line. It will be white ball. Jack Delegati was the intended receiver. So the Whites will take it back. Chris Nelson from Cannon School and Concord, one of 2 players from Cannon playing in the game today. He'll send it up to Taylor Greeno, who played over at East Chapel Hill, just up the road. Parker Bird into the box. Successful clearance by the White. Here comes Caleb Fitch with it. Hard check laid down. That was by Eric Stieber from Millbrook, and that results in our first penalty of the day. There was only 1 penalty in the game last year. And we have one here with 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Blue, 14 for a cross-check, 1 minute, according to the official. That will be against Eric Stieber of Millbrook High. So it'll be a 1 minute man-up situation. J.J. Mitchell in there for the Whites in the man-up situation. Sends it away to Greeno. Mitchell. Oh, nice diagonal pass, but the ball was kicked away. Coming out of net is Walter. Race to the end line. It winds up in the stick of a White player. Dug back up. With it now, Halverson from Jordan. He sends it away to Greeno. He'll fire a bouncer off the stick of Walter and to the end line. It's going to stay white ball with Mitchell taking the race. Mitchell from Matt Tabor. 7:23 remaining. 1-0. Check that, 1-1 the score. And this is Parker Bird from Northwest Guilford. Away it goes. Greeno. Here's Halverson. Whites will keep it. Halverson scored 34 goals for the Falcons. Another school not that far away from Duke University. Top of the box, it's Bird. This is Hatcher. Halverson now. The penalty is over. So we're back to 6-on-6, and the entry pass is knocked away. Loose on the ground. Halverson had it and lost it. Ball free. Spencer Stokes from Apex had a chance at it. Halverson comes away with the loose ball. Now Mitchell. Long possession here for the Whites, but they've been unable to cash in. It's Bird now, muscling his way in. Nice feed, Halverson there for the goal. Jared Halverson scores on a pretty pass from Parker Bird.
Goal number 1, Jared Halverson.
And it's a Viking to Falcon connection to make it a 2-1 lead for the White. Halverson
Number 15, Parker Bird.
gets a pretty pass from Bird, and the Whites have a 2-1 lead. Took a lot of patience in order to set that one up there, Tyler. But the Whites come away with the goal. Back at the X now. Knocking it free, John Bennett for the Blue Squad. Ground ball is taken by Michael Scahill for the Whites. So the white team wins the faceoff. This is Sean Goldsmith from Northwest Guilford. I told you that the Vikings have a lot of players out there today. Halverson to the far end of the field. He's matched up by Spencer Stokes of Apex. Two conference rivals going at one another there. Jordan joined the brand new league this year. It's hard to believe that Jordan and Riverside are the only two 4A teams remaining in Durham County, but that's how it is. Push with possession called against White. And the Blues now will control on the restart. This is Simon Perkins from East Chapel Hill. Another school that finds itself in a new conference this year. Stokes will take it over midfield, but offside is called against the Blue Squad. So the turnover with 5:40 remaining, and the White Squad leading 2-1. Stokes creates a knockaway. Chase to the far sideline. Jack Delegati going after it, and they rule that Delegati touched it last. He'll go to the White with 5.5 minutes remaining in the quarter. Back the other way, Matthew Bowerman from New Hanover. White has 10 seconds to fall into the offensive line, and they do. William Lehoff-Gaeta with it. Lehoff-Gaeta, behind the back pass attempt was knocked away, and it's stolen by Simon Perkins of East Chapel Hill. The long stick defenseman brings it up the field. Back come the Blues in transition. First time the Blues have had it on the offensive end in quite some time. This is William Fillet. He dodges past two players, and the bouncer goes in. What a shot. Nicely done. William Fileo from Providence Day in Charlotte, who's headed to Jacksonville. William Fileo scores to even the game. Fileo unassisted. First goal for the Blue Squad in nearly 6 minutes. 5 minutes and 54 seconds elapsed between goals there, but it ties the game at 2. Filio scores. Filio from the Jacksonville Cardinals. Now back at the X, Cole Jankowski from Leesville Road, who plays for Franklin Zirkle, who is the organizer and founder of this event over in Raleigh. And he will win the faceoff, matched up against Drew Lang. And he'll take it right in. Now a shot and a goal. Cole Jankowski took it coast to coast and controlled it, and he scores. Cole Jankowski unassisted, taking it from the circle to the crease, and the Blues have their first lead of the day at 3-2. So after going nearly 4 minutes without a goal, the Blues score twice in 11 seconds. And Drew Lang will step back into the X, matched up against Jankowski, after the Whites take the lead for the first time today. All 3 of the Blue goals thus far have been unassisted. Lang looks to dig it up. Jankowski is going to be called for holding the stick, and thus the Whites will win the faceoff and gain possession. So back the other way, Patrick Edney is with the ball now. First time he's been in the game for the White Squad. The heat has died down significantly with the threat of rain. The girls at times today were playing in heat that on the field had to exceed 95 degrees. And certainly it was not pleasant to play in that. This is much more manageable. Running shot and a goal. Nicely done by Donovan Jones, his second of the day. A beautiful bouncer past Tyson Walter to tie the game at 3.
Great placement with the offside hip.
That's just the way Patrick Cavanaugh teaches it over at Cedar Ridge, right?
Absolutely.
Donovan Jones scores his second. He's from Wilmington Hoggard. Jones had 11 hat tricks this year, had a span of 6 hat tricks in 7 games this season for the Vikings. Now he's tied the game at 3 with 3:59 remaining in the first quarter. Tyson Walter getting the start today for the Blues. Tyson will play at Pfeiffer, and Tyson also an accomplished guitarist. He plays a lot of songs by Tool and Dream Theater, which are not easy to do. Right back the other way, the wide spire, and a great stop made by Walter there on a shot by John Bennett. Ground ball still being contested. White's come up with it. Speaking of which, it was Bennett who came up with the ball after winning the faceoff. Sends it away to Grand Irons. Check that. That was Clay Baker actually came up with it. Now a fire shot. Oh, great save made that time on the sweep attempt. Hudson Taylor went after it. Ball is free, and it's taken back by the long stick defenseman Spencer Stokes from Apex. Stokes tries to clear it. He was looking for a flag, and then one comes. Stokes lost the ball as he got into the box, and that will lead to the whistle and the penalty coming up against White. It is going to be a slash. 1-minute penalty with 3:06 remaining.
We're out at 2:06.
First penalty of the day against the White squad.
We're out at 2:06, Pete. 2:06.
Slash Cullen.
The slash will be against Cameron Mann from East Forsyth, and that means it will be 6-on-5. So back comes the Blue squad now. Behind the net, McCain Weck passes across to Lee. Now Donovan Jones. 2:43 remaining. Oh, excellent pass in front and a goal. Miles Lee winds up scoring. Lee scores, and the assist goes to Jack Delegati from Greensboro Day, and it's 4-3 in favor of the Blue squad. So Lee winds up scoring on the man up with 2:40 remaining, and the Blues take advantage of that situation to take a 4-3 lead. Jankowski now back at the X. 7 goals coming here in the first 9 minutes and 20 seconds of this game. Ball dug up. Jankowski knocked it away from behind. Then a check thrown against Drew Lang, the faceoff specialist. Moving in is Parker Bird, and we'll have a hold called against Bird. Blues will take it back over. Eric Stieber takes it back the other way. Delegati, who just assisted on a goal.
Hey guys, go claw!
And across it goes to Patrick Edney. 4-3, the Blues with the lead and with the ball. Edney charges between 2 players. Now 3 and gets it on net and scores. What a play by Patrick Edney from Ravenscroft. He's headed to St. John's, and he just muscled his way past 3 White players and scored spinning. So Edney scores his first goal, and it's 5-3, the first time either team has enjoyed a 2-goal lead. Edney scores his first. That was not an easy play. That was some power right there.
Falling down, too.
Yep. John Bennett for the Blue team, and the White, Clay Baker from Ravenscroft. Interesting that Edney is a player from Ravenscroft, yet he is going up against Baker, who is a member of the White squad. Baker digging for the faceoff now. Parker Bird chases after it, can't come up with it. Now tries to bat it back in play and gobbles it up himself. Then he's stripped of the ball. All free, and we've got flags down. Just as number 16, John Bennett, swooped in to scoop that ball up. Right away, Dalen Felton, who played football and lacrosse at Northern Durham, moved right to the press box, or rather the penalty box, for a tripping call. So a 1 minute personal foul will send the white team in a man-up situation for the second time today. Whites did not convert on their first man-up opportunity. Minute 45 remaining. It's 5-3 Blues. Pass knocked down, and it's stolen away by Spencer Stokes. Stokes will try to clear. He's being hounded by Julian Gott. Stokes still with it. Goes behind the back, and a pretty pass. This is Peyton Leonard. And the defenseman will take it deep with 1:20 remaining. Jack Delegati back with it. Blue team situating their players as they're going to try to kill off the rest of this penalty. Still have 15 seconds remaining. 5-3 Blue. Blues have scored consecutive goals in 3 of the last 4. A minute remaining in the quarter. Donovan Jones from Hoggard. Jones matched up, tries to score on the sweep. He'll fire. It goes off the crossbar. Ball free to the top of the box, and it's taken back by Eric Stieber. McCain Weck pushes it away to Stieber once again. He'll fire on the run, and a fine save made by Nelson rather, and then it got knocked in, but they're going to disallow the goal. Nelson came up with it, and it was ruled that the ball was in the crease, and the player was in the crease who knocked it in. The penalty has ended. Racing back the other way, William Lohoff-Gata sends it away, and the short shot on the angle by Baggio goes over the net, and Baggio is going to be hit with a crease violation with 8 seconds remaining. 5-3 Blues. They will control the ball here after the restart, and they'll be content to run out the clock. So that's the end of the first quarter, with the score: the blue team 5 and the white team 3. And we're going to pause for this as you're listening to HillsboroSports.com. Stay with us for more. Jake Meyer is going to go in net now for the blue team, replacing Tyson Walter. Meyer is from Northern Guilford. Chris Nelson's going to stay in net for the white squad as the blue team has the lead 5-3 here in the Bull City All-Star Classic, the Cullen Classic for Cancer. And in the face-off circle, it is Cole Jankowski for the blue team, Drew Lang for the white team. Blues will be going right to left in the second quarter. And we have a flag thrown. Head official coming over, signaling an illegal check against the white squad. Unusual to see that on a face-off. So an illegal check called against Drew Lang. That will be the second penalty on the day for the white squad. And it opens up the second quarter. Blue team scored a man-up goal from Lee late in the first quarter. And now they'll go back up 6-on-5 here early in the second. This is Cole Jackson in the game, and he passes it away to Miles Lee, who scored that man-up goal. Here's Jackson, and a very nice stop made by Nelson. Chris Nelson with the outlet. There's still 30 seconds remaining on the man-up situation. Alex Baker from Apex with the clearance up the field, keeps his footing. Baker rolls it away and then turns it over. It's taken back by Wesley Picklesheimer, from Page. Picklesheimer has his pass intercepted Tyler Carpenter comes up with it. Now on the breakaway, back the other way. Goldsmith, and he scores. Sean Goldsmith from Northwest Guilford. And Carpenter is going to get the assist. Carpenter opened the scoring. And Longstick Mitty now has 2 points in the game. Goldsmith had some remarkable numbers this year for Northwest Guilford. That's going to be a short-handed goal to make it 5-4. There's still 6 seconds remaining on the penalty.
White your man down. You wrote down the wrong time. 17 your back, white your man down.
I would have liked to see the blue team take a bit more time on that man up. It feels like they rushed that shot a bit.
Yeah. Jackson was the one who fired from the top of the box and was not the highest percentage of shots. Drew Lang and Cole Jankowski back in the X. 6 seconds remaining in the penalty. Actually, that's not Drew Lang. Should be Drew Lang at least. It is not. It's actually Clay Baker in there, and the Blues win the faceoff.
You good? You're released now.
Man advantage is now over. Faking the pass and sending the ball away, Alex Waller. Now matched up. William Faleo, who scored earlier, gets free here. He'll fire, and a great save made by Nelson. Ball free at the back of the crease, and Nelson will stop right on it, smother it, and look for a clearance. Sends it up the field. That comes the Whites. Now they're looking to tie the game, trailing 5-4. Pass off to the left. Excellent free in front, and a beautiful goal by Jacob Leone. Leone ties the game on the transition play.
I was in the White locker room prior to the game, and they really talked about how they wanted to push the tempo, and you can really see that here.
Leone scores, and Goldsmith will take the assist to tie the game. What was the atmosphere in there? Was it an atmosphere of let's have some fun, or let's really try to win this one?
Definitely more. They wanted to have fun. You know, the coaches, they were cracking jokes, and they still had their plays up on the drawing board because at the end of the day, everyone wants to win. But, you know, they talked about how it's an all-star game and it's supposed to be fun. So.
And they're having a lot of fun out there right now. Cole Jankowski wins the face-off, matched up against Drew Lang. Pass off, goes to Alex Waller. Grant Irons tries to get even with the net, but he lost the ball, almost got it back, and it'll be taken back up by Nelson. So back comes the White squad after they force another turnover. Blues are winning face-offs, but they can't keep the ball on their offensive end. Back to the other end. The White squad hasn't had the lead in this game. Actually, they had a brief lead, 1-0, when Carpenter scored the opening goal, but they have not led since then. Last time they had the lead, it was with 10:38 remaining in the first quarter. All even at 5 now. Musling out in front. The shot goes wide. Halverson will win the race to the end line. Halverson, who scored earlier on an assist from Bird. Halverson takes himself and fires and scores. Unassisted goal, the second of the day from Jared Halverson from Jordan, who finished his Jordan career with 148 goals in 3 years. Here he got free after the restart, and the Whites have the lead for the first time since early in the first quarter. 3 consecutive goals by the Whites to start the second quarter. 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Halverson with his second of the day, and the Whites now have a 6-5 lead. Second lead change of the game. On the face-off, we have holding the stick called against Drew Lang. That infraction will send possession back to the Blues. Patrick Edney, who scored the last Blue goal, flips it away, and now the Blues will look to regain some offensive momentum. This is Waller. Passes off to Donovan Jones.
Trying to find the short stick matchup here.
Winds up getting it. He's matched up here. Jones will take off to the left. And then the pass goes right past the stick of Alex Waller. Out of bounds to the white. Blue squad just has not had the momentum and really the rhythm offensively over the last few possessions that they had earlier in the game. A toss-up at midfield. Coming away at that was Walker Taylor from St. David. Back the other way now goes number 13, Alan Monet from First Flight. Curving over. This is Bird. And a fine stop made that time by Meyer. And the Blues come away with the ball with 8 minutes remaining in the half. Rushing back the other way goes 24, Alex Baker from Apex. Boggio from Cape Fear Academy in Wilmington. He'll set the screen for Bird behind the net. Back over now to Boggio. And Boggio draws a penalty. Slow whistle. The penalty will be against Drew Ballsborough. Boggio with the pass away. 6-5, Whites with the lead. They've scored the first 3 goals here of the second quarter. Man, Bird that time simply muscled back, still makes his way in. He'll fire, and it just bounces wide. Parker Bird from Northwest Guilford with the shot that just missed the net, and now the penalty. So Boggio will be hit with this one. There'll be a slash. Check that, it's Alex Baker who was hit with the foul. 1 minute for slashing with 7:09 remaining. Third man-up situation on the day for the Blue squad. Last one resulted in a white goal. This is Bell. He plays it around for Stieber. Boggio, goal length. Sends it away to Jones.
Moving the ball well here.
Oh, behind the back pass, but that was tipped away and stolen by Tyler Carpenter. The long stick midfielder who has 2 points, a goal and an assist on the day. And here, could very well kill out this penalty. Jacob Leone can't come up with the pass. Push with possession called against Blue, however. Halverson will be hit with that infraction, and the Whites will continue their effort to kill this penalty. 30 seconds remaining in the infraction. Rushing back the other way, Leone. He's defended by Donovan Jones from Hoggard. And that pass sailed right over the head of Cameron Mann and out of bounds, so the Blues will get it back. Still has some time to work with here. They have 8 seconds remaining on the man-up situation. Hockey fan in me calls it a power play, but it's actually a man-up situation. Can't get that Hurricanes blood out of me. Pass to the near sideline. This is Jack Nixon from Pinecrest over in Fayetteville. And back come the Blues. Man-up advantage is now over. This is Donovan Jones, but his pass is errant and goes over the end line. He was looking for Riley Kosh. It will stay with the Whites. It will go to the Whites, rather. Chris Nelson has been in net from the beginning for the White squad. He's got it now as they look to clear. Ty Kirchman from Sanderson High over in Raleigh. And his 3-line pass is free. Coming out of net will be Jake Meyer, and he'll take it back for the Blues with 5:35 remaining. Meyer with 2 players behind him. Flips it away. That pass is errant. Trying to save it. Simon Perkins from East Chapel Hill can't do it. And now the White team will get it back here, and they've got numbers. Far sideline, it's Mann from East Forsyth. Cameron Mann goes behind the net with 5:20 remaining. It's 6-5 White squad. They've scored 3 goals here in the second quarter. Bad angle shot bounces off the back of the net. Backing up Hudson Taylor from St. David for the White. The Blues have not scored since the 2:08 mark of the first quarter. At that point, they had a 5-3 lead. But the Whites have come up with 3 in a row, including a shorthanded goal. Near sideline, this is Kosh from Northwood firing very high. Nearly went down to the indoor football practice facility where David Cutcliffe sets up shop every day. When he's not out recruiting, that is. 4:50 remaining here in the first half. Lightning has stayed away here over the last hour or so. Spinning away is Brian Bell from Page. Got away to Kosh. Now pass in front, knocked down, and it's stolen away. Coming away with that is 24 Alex Baker from Apex. And now down the field, Ty Kirchman sends it away, and the Blues now back up to midfield, trailing 6-5. Hard check laid down on number 10, J.J. Mitchell, and the turnover created by 18, Dalen Felton. Well, check that, it was Tyler Carpenter with it. And now pass in front, shot, score! Carpenter set that up. Once again, a huge play from Tyler Carpenter.
Very impressive from a long step.
And it was Greeno who gets the goal. And Carpenter, not every day that you see long stick midfielders come up so important in offensive production, but now he is factored in on 3 White goals. Taylor Greeno gets the goal for the Whites, his first of the day. Coming with 4 minutes remaining. Carpenter created that turnover at midfield. The Blues have had trouble clearing, and they've had trouble getting anything established on the offensive end in this second quarter. Race to the far end of the field. Julian Galt takes up the ground ball, and back comes the White. With all 4 goals here in the second quarter, they have held the blue team scoreless. The Blues that scored 5 in the first 12 minutes have not scratched here in the second stanza, now with 3.5 minutes remaining. All beating his man, but a nice strip away from behind. Made that time by 23, Wesley Picklesheimer. Turnover created. Now Meyer flips it down the field, once again looking for Picklesheimer from Page over in Greensboro. Picklesheimer. They have to get it to midfield. This is Eric Stieber with it. He manages to elude the check from Cameron Mann. And the Blues get into their offensive end before being hit with a failure to advance infraction. 2:53 remaining. The Whites have scored 4 in a row. Regaining his foot. This is Jack Delegati, and the shot goes wide.
You can see how slippery the field is there.
Yep. There have been 2 separate periods of rain here today. This is Riley Kosh from Northwood. He'll try the right side. Kosh scores! Pretty goal. Riley Kosh scores the first Blue goal in over 12 minutes. It is unassisted, and that makes it a 7-6 game.
Great snap of the wrists there.
You're familiar with Riley Kosh because he is a conference rival of yours.
Absolutely. He also plays on the same travel team as me. Not my same grade, but he's on the same team.
What is the name of that travel team so they can get
the Carolina Hilltoppers.
The Carolina Hilltoppers. We know that team very well. Very proud sponsor of HillsboroSports.com. 7-6 to score. Kosh scores, and a procedure called on the Blue on the faceoff. Leads to a faceoff win for Clay Baker of Ravenscroft. 2.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. The Blues just ended a drought and a 4-goal run by the White squad.
See if the White team can get some momentum here before the half.
Manet passed it off, and the shot goes wide from Lohoff Gaida. William Lohoff Gaida from Charlotte Christian, who's on his way to play at South Carolina. Most likely he'll be playing club lacrosse there Lohov Gaida, yep, perhaps a forced pass, and that's going to go out of bounds. So with 1:59 remaining, the officials actually ruled that a deflection, saying it was touched by 23 Wesley Picklesheimer. Putting the ball back into play, Lohov Gaida, and a shot, goal! Cameron Mann from East Forsyth.
Team goal number 6, Cameron Mann.
Scores his first goal of the day.
Hudson Taylor. Team goal number 6, Cameron Mann. Assist number 5, Hudson Taylor.
Hudson Taylor will get the assist. Taylor from St. David.
Correct. Who's my other Charlotte kid?
And the white team now owns a 8-6 lead, excuse me. So Mann winds up scoring, and with the white team, Halverson has scored twice. And Carpenter has factored in on 3 goals, including one that he scored to open the game. He's assisted on 2 others here in the second quarter. 8-6, the Whites now with the lead. 1:52 remaining. And we have a whistle on the face-off and an infraction called against the blue team. John Bennett was in there scrambling with Drew Lang. Lang, a member of the White squad. Cameron Mann back the other way after assisting on the last White squad goal. With 1:40 remaining here in the first half. At the top of the box, this is J.J. Mitchell from Mount Tabor. Mitchell to Kobe Hatcher. Fires just wide. Closest to it, Taylor. And the Whites will keep it with 1:21 remaining. Taylor defended by Jack Nixon of Pinecrest. Looks to pass it in front, opts to go out of the zone. On the run, the shot by Hatcher is saved by Meyer. And now the blue team with 1 minute remaining in the quarter will scramble back. This is Edney who has a goal. And then the pass promptly gobbled up by Nelson on a good defensive play. Considering pass that Nelson just took by himself, and the Whites take it right back. And really, that's been the theme of this first half for the blue team. Quick turnovers in their offensive end. William Folio. Pass got away, but it'll be taken back up by McCain Winneck. With 25 seconds remaining. Winneck lost the stick. And it's taken back by Alex Baker of Apex. He's hit from behind. Baker maintains possession with 15 seconds remaining. Baker gets the pass away. And we have a timeout called. Timeout called by the Blue Squad. With 12.2 seconds remaining, Kim Brewfield, the head coach at Laney and the head coach of this blue team, wants that timeout in order to set something up for his offense.
Honestly, whoever's on the wing, just
Fortunately, the Lightning has stayed away here since we started up this game at the top of the hour. In case you're just joining us, we were supposed to get going about 4:30 or so, 5 o'clock, and then the lightning hit. The lightning and the weather forced the girls' game to be stopped about 11 minutes into the second half. Shannon Wolf of Chapel Hill was named the offensive MVP of that game. Congratulations to her, as she was a young lady who scored 3 goals and collected 2 assists as the blue team won over the white team today. Blue team finished with 11 of the final 12 goals and won 14-5. So with 12.2 seconds remaining, it's going to be Eric Stieber controlling the ball on the restart for the Blue Squad, who came into the quarter with a 5-3 lead, but right now they trail 8-6. Whites have outscored them 5-1 here in the second quarter. Stieber defended by Tyler Carpenter, who's been sensational, and sure enough, Carpenter knocks the ball off his stick, and that is going to end the quarter. So a strong all-around quarter. Tyler Carpenter, you would have to think, is a candidate for defensive MVP or perhaps even offensive MVP of this game, because he's creating turnovers, and more than that, he's creating possessions for the White squad. and 2 goals from Jared Halverson have led the White squad from going down 5-3 at the end of the first quarter to an 8-6 halftime lead here, as we'll have a brief halftime. Because of the lightning delay, they are going to shorten the halftime period here. So we're going to pause for this as you're listening to HillsboroSports.com. 8-6 the score.
Everybody look at me. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Everybody look at me. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Do another one. Let me do another
It'll be Drew Lang in net, or rather in the circle. Tyson Walter is back in net for the blue team down in the left end of the field. He, of course, from Orange, and Chris Nelson is going to go back in net for the White squad. Cole Jankowski lines up in the circle with Drew Lang. Lang from the White squad, Jankowski for the Blues, as we are set to start the second half, and the White team leading the Blue team 8-6 here at Duke's Koskinen Stadium. Happy you're with us here on HillsboroSports.com and here tonight if you're watching from Koskinen Stadium. And Lang takes the face-off, moves right in, but was stripped away from a high by Jankowski, who collects the ground ball. He works his way past 2 White players. He's in transition. Jankowski tried to drop it off, but it eluded the player who was looking for Delegati, and it goes out of bounds to the White squad.
Looks like he dropped his hands at the last moment, which was the reason why the pass missed.
Jankowski wasn't going to be denied. He lost that face-off, but he got the ball right back. Now Norman on the outlet goes to Alex Baker from Apex, and Baker will take it himself. Well, perhaps it should have been called, but the referees, well, they were late to the transition. Now, you called it before they did there, Tyler. You said it should have been called offside, and already Baker was behind the net by the time it was officially called. But it is offside. The Blues get it back. Here's Eric Stever with it. Blue team led by 2. Now they trail by 2 with 11:08 remaining. Nice move around. The jump shot goes off the crossbar from Jack Delegati. And on the ground ball, it is Tyler Carpenter once again. Carpenter brings it into the offensive end. Here comes Felton from behind on a double team. Carpenter sensed it coming, flips the pass away, and then the centering pass goes off a body. And it's taken back by the blue team. That's 21 Peyton Leonard with it from East Chapel Hill. Now Felton racing back the other way. Feeds it in front. The pass was knocked down from the side by Walker Taylor and then gobbled up by Nelson in net.
Teams are really getting up and down and running.
Yeah, I feel like I'm watching the Warriors and the Cavaliers here all of a sudden. Pass goes to the left. This is Cameron Mann. He'll fire, and he scores. Just bounced over the line on a bounce shot. Walter appeared to get a piece of that, but it just crawled over the line. And Cameron Mann scores his second consecutive goal to give the White team a 9-6 lead. Greeno will get the assist. That's Greeno's second point of the game and his first assist. So Mann winds up with the goal. And the White team now on a 6-1 run since the end of the first quarter. They now lead 9-6. Jankowski at the faceoff circle. And the ball will be picked up by Clay Baker. Baker immediately hit, and another man was coming his way, but he sends the pass away. This is Michael Scahill with it. And he sends it away to Cameron Mann. In pursuit, Simon Perkins. Away it goes to Baggio. Jacob Leone goes to the top. It goes to Kobe Hatcher. He'll fire, and it missed wide. Backing up was Mann. Cameron Mann led an East Forsyth team that finished 7-5 this past season. He's on his way to play at Wingate. The pass intercepted by Tyson Walter in net. It was thrown by Hudson Taylor. Walter, who will play at Pfeiffer, signed his letter of intent last month. Passes away to Spencer Stokes with it for the Blue Squad. And another errant pass by the Blues. Patrick Edney was looking for Grant Irons, and it went right past his stick. Carpenter brings it back the other way at midfield with 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Carpenter leaving players stumbling behind him. He'll move in on net. Carpenter takes it himself, lost the ball, and it's taken back by the Blue Squad. This is Simon Perkins from East Chapel Hill, passing to the right for Cole Allen. In front of the net, here's the shot, goal. Brewer Warlick from Wilmington Laney scores the goal. Cole Allen will get the assist.
Number 18, Dalen Felton. On the pass, number 18, Dalen Felton.
Dalen Felton, will get the assist. And the Blues finally get a transition goal to make it 9-7 with 8:39 remaining here in the third quarter.
Great handle and finish.
Warlick led the Buccaneers with 52 goals this season. He also led the team in 63 points. That was his only varsity year with Laney, believe it or not. But it was one to remember. Makes it 9-7. Jankowski back at the faceoff circle. Felton goes after it, can't scoop it up. But 21, Peyton Leonard will scoop it up for the blue team. Leonard from Northwest Guilford, a team that is well represented at this game. Now Spencer Stokes from Apex roars right down the middle of the field, feeds it in front, and a fake, a shot, goal! Another one for Warlick. This time on an assist from Stokes, and it was another transition goal, and that makes it a one-goal game. So Stokes to Warlick, and it's 9-8.
Looks like the blue team came out of the half a lot more crisp.
Well, they're taking advantage of more transition opportunities. Finding men all alone in front of the net helps. Warlick has been by himself twice in 1v1 situations against Nelson. He's had to fend for himself. Cole Jankowski for Leesville Road. An infraction called against Clay Baker of Ravenscroft for the White Squad, and the Blues now will have an opportunity to tie the game. It's 9-8. White team has led since midway through the second quarter. Bringing it behind the net, Cole Jackson. Now on the curl, Riley Kosh from Northwood. He'll flip it out of the zone. Away it goes to Brian Bell from Page. He's wearing a red helmet. Now in the short hop, moving it in, faking behind the back pass is Warlick. He'll fire. It bounces off the leg of Nelson. Free in front of the net. Big scramble for it. Ball had it momentarily and then lost it. Now a flag coming down on a slash. On a slow whistle now, a shot, and the ball turned away by Nelson on a shot by Bell. And we're going to have a slash called against the White Squad. That will be against 21 Walker Taylor of St. David. With 7:26 remaining. So Taylor gets 1 minute for slashing. Blue team has the only man-up goal on the day. They are 1 for 3.
A lot more penalties than usual in an all-star game.
Yeah, it has been physical out there. These are competitors. This is Bell. Gives it up to Winnick. Warlick. Far end of the field, Eric Stieber with it. Stieber. Here's a shot, and it whistles wide. A headhunter by Warlick to the far end of the field with 7:06 remaining. 40 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Bell. To Winnick, fakes the pass, now goes left. Here's the shot. And it bounces off of Nelson's leg to the near sideline, race to the end line, and it's going to be white ball.
Great hustle by both teams.
That was Alex Baker who won the race to the sideline. Running it up the field, it'll be Lohoff Gaida, and he will clear it and in all likelihood kill out the remaining 15 seconds of this penalty. Ball stripped away from behind by Stokes, and it's recovered by Leonard for East Chapel Hill. White still have an opportunity as the penalty winds down. Good pass in front, and unable to get the shot off is Taylor. Penalty runs out as Stieber collects the loose ball. Winneck had an opportunity to fire, but he couldn't do it. So the blue team will have the ball. Cole Jackson with it now, steps into the offensive end to reset the count. Stieber. Away it goes to Grant Irons from J.H. Rose out in Greenville. Irons moves to the left, feeds it in front. The shot, a headhunter that misses high. Once again, it was Warlick who was looking for his third consecutive goal. Threw a rise ball that time, and now we have a penalty. That came as play was dead with 5:51 remaining. Let's see what we have here. Got illegal procedure against White. So that's going to be a 30-second penalty.
It's an illegal procedure call. Judging by the placement of the ball, I'd say it's called on the white team. It's an illegal procedure call. Penalty being served by 21, Walker Taylor. Penalty being served by 21, Walker Taylor.
It's going to be Walker Taylor serving the penalty. Once again, with 5:51 remaining. I've had too many men on the field. 5:45 remaining. This is a technical foul, so that means 30 seconds. Cole Jackson feeds it in front. The shot went down off a body. It was fired by Stieber. Ball free, taken back by Jackson. He feeds it across, and it went wide of Grant Irons, who cannot run it down, and it goes out of bounds. So the blue team has several opportunities to tie, but they can't get the job done. It is a 30-second infraction that ends now. So we're back to 11-on-11 action. And running it up the field, 23, Dylan Hammer. Hammer moves it away to Parker Bird. He'll delve in. Bird, forced back out, moves in. Spin around, fires, and it goes wide. Halverson backing up will keep possession for the Whites with under 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Halverson, who has 2 goals on the day, looking for Fitch, gets it to him. Fitch from Southern Alamance on his way to play at Guilford. Moves his way over across to J.J. Mitchell. Outside the box, this is Hudson Taylor. And he'll move it away to Parker Bird. Bird now has 2 players on him, lost the ball. It's scooped back up by Mitchell. He gets away from Peyton Leonard. Then he lost it once again, but right there on the recovery, Sean Goldsmith from Northwest Guilford. Goldsmith moves in, behind the back pass, free in front of the net, taken by Halverson, stripped out of his stick, and it's recovered by Jackson.
Interesting to see teammates on different teams.
Here's Stokes. It is most interesting. Stokes feeds it across. Pass in front. He was looking for Warlick. It was knocked away, and what an interception that was. A huge play by Dylan Hammer. Ball free in front. Warlick passes, and a goal. We have a tie game. Cameron Mann. Check that. It was Jack Delegati scoring from Warlick. And Warlick now has factored in on all 3 goals, 3 consecutive goals. Warlick gets the assist from Delegati, to Delegati, I should say. And we are now tied at 9. Warlick coming up with the assist there off another big scramble. And it was another situation where the blue team winds up scoring in an isolation situation where Nelson is left to go up against the blue attacker in point-blank range. Procedure called on the Whites on the face-off, and the Blues will take it back now. William Folio with the ball now to Donovan Jones. Folio in isolation takes the screen from Jones. Jones takes it back. Donovan Jones from Hoggard. He'll fire on the run, bounces off the crossbar, free in front of the net. There to gobble it up, Kobe Hatcher. Hatcher with 3:13 remaining, left the pass behind his intended receiver and he'll go out of bounds. He was looking for Alan Manet from first flight. And it will go back to the Blues now. Blue team, after giving up 6 of 7 goals to end the second quarter, now has put up 3 in a row. Stokes back the other way, fires, and it bounces off the stick of Nelson. Backing up was Warlick for the Blue squad. Warlick had a hat trick in his final game that was in the state playoffs 2 weeks ago, a loss to Newbern in the 3A, 2A, 1A playoffs. Tied at 9. Warlick has factored in on all 3 of the blue team goals here in the third quarter. This is Delegati, who scored the last goal, tries to feed it in front, but it went past his intended receiver and Winneck and out of bounds over the end line. He'll go back to the white team. That was a dangerous pass, but it was a good idea. So back come the Whites. Ty Kirchman from Sanderson. Gives it up to Jacob Leone from Millbrook School in New York. And Leone has a battle to get it past the face-off circle, but he wins it. Brings it to the offensive end for Halverson. Now feeds it in front, goes off the stick of Fitch. Stokes knocks it free. It's scooped up by Peyton Leonard of East Chapel Hill. Or excuse me, Northwest Guilford. Back the other way. An underhanded shot goes just wide. The attempt by William Folio. 9-9, the Blue squad will keep it. Jack Delegati goes to the top. Now across to Folio. Folio, good pass in front, behind the back
Great
shot.
save.
What a save that was by Nelson. He turned back Warlick. Warlick was looking for the hat trick. Nelson has done a great job in net. Loose ball, though, off a careless pass, and Patrick Leonard once again was there. And then another turnover, and the Whites will take it back in their defensive end. This is Kirchman, who goes down. He still has possession of the ball while seated on his pants, and he sends the pass away to Manet. Long lead pass ahead for Halverson. He scores! Boy, just a wild play from end to end, and what a pass that was down the field, and Jared Halverson scores to give the Whites the lead. Halverson gets the hat trick. And Manet, who had to send that pass up the field about, 60 feet, maybe 70? Got that pass to Halverson, and it leads to a goal to give the white team a 10-9 lead. With a minute 13 remaining here in the third quarter. Big face-off. And the Blues will control it. Cole Jankowski was in there scrambling for it. And Jankowski now is the one with the ball. Under a minute remaining. Jankowski is shadowed by Tyler Carpenter. Blues look to tie it. Running shot by Delegati misses wide. Blue team will retain possession. Eric Stieber now runs out on the field. This is Delegati on the sweep. He's shut down. Pass to the right. It goes to Edney. 25 seconds remaining now. Edney away to Eric Stieber. Now to the far end of the field. This is Donovan Jones. Shot, goal! Donovan Jones scores for Hoggart. And the game is tied at 10-10.
Great lefty shot on the run going down the alley.
So Donovan Jones scores his second of the day. He opened up the Blues scoring in the first quarter with a marker with 10:37 remaining. And we have an even game at 10-all. Tell you, the attitude coming into this game might have been, let's have some fun, but now you have to think the competitive juices are flowing. These two teams are trading goals now. We're all even near the end of the third quarter, and these two teams have built up enough familiarity with each other over the last hour or so to now they really want to win this game. And we've had a fair amount of penalties on top of that. 5 seconds remaining. Firing from the top of the box here. Now double teamed is Eric Stieber, and he's going to be unable to get a shot off, and we are done with the... It is 10-10 between the blue team and the white team here in the Bull City All-Star Classic, the Cullen Classic for Cancer. I'm Jeff Hamlin here with Tyler Coleman from Cedar Ridge High.
Second goal for the white team to start the fourth quarter, number 27, Jake
And Chris
Meyer.
Nelson is going to stay in net for the white team.
Fourth quarter, number 27,
Jake Meyer is going to go in net for the blue team. Meyer was the goalkeeper in the second quarter, and he will now be in net for this final quarter, replacing Tyson Walter of Orange. Meyer from Northern Guilford actually was in net for Tyson Walter's final game as a member of the Orange Panthers. Those two teams locked horns in the first round of the 3A, 2A, 1A state playoffs in Greensboro, a game that the Nighthawks won.
I got a chance to play against Meyer some midway through our season. Extremely solid, very good goalie.
Yeah. Cedar Ridge frequently visits Northern Guilford. I think they've played each of the last 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. I watched one of those games in Greensboro a couple years back. I was back when Sean Tobin was a junior. Whites win the faceoff to open the fourth quarter. This is Tyler Carpenter. Oh, a good feed in front, but it went wide of William Lohoff Gaida and out of bounds to the blue team. It was a good idea, but Lohoff Gaida couldn't find it. Now racing back the other way, firing a shot just wide. Jack Larkin from Greenhope. The Blues will keep it. Jack Larkin was second on the team for the Falcons this season with 64 goals. He had exactly 100 points. We are all even at 10 as action resumes, and the blue team has the ball. Firing the shot on the run and missing wide once again was Larkin. And again backing up was Riley Kosh from Northwood. He'll scramble around the right. Here's Kosh. Now reversing course, feeds it in front, and did it go in off the goalkeeper? It did. It went off the stick of Nelson, and it bounced over the goal line and into the net. The goal will go to Kosh. That was a strange way to get it, but Kosh gets his second goal. That was, I think, intended to be a pass, and Nelson just had it pop off his pocket, and it went over the goal line. It really didn't even reach the netting. It just trickled over the line. And the Blues have their first lead since early in the second quarter. Last time they led, it was 5-4 with 11:01 remaining in that frame. Now they have the lead again with 11:09 remaining in the game. Second goal of the game for Kosh. It's his second point as well. And we have a legal procedure called against John Bennett on the faceoff for the Blues. Faceoff win for Drew Lang of Millbrook. White squad now will try to tie it. Then slicing right through, Lohoff Gaida tried to pass it across once again, but it went over the end line. And that was a golden opportunity.
It'll be interesting to see if the coaches want to slow things down to get more of a realistic approach to see if one of them can come out on top or if they're going to keep pushing.
John Bennett back the other way. Kosh back with it for Northwood with 10:39 remaining. Sends it away to Brian Bell, who scored in the second quarter. He's from Page. Shot on the run, missing wide, Patrick Edney. Kosh was there to back up for the Blues, who've come back from a 3-goal deficit to take an 11-10 lead. It was 9-6 Whites early in the third after Parker Mann scored. Spinning, firing a shot that bounces just wide was Jack Larkin. The ball won't get out of bounds, so Kosh has to play it for himself along the near sideline. Grant Irons with it now. Irons from Rose.
We played them in our final
game of the year. Yep, that was in the first round of the state playoffs, and we have a turnover. Whites now come up with it. Michael Scahill, the long stick midi, absorbs contact from 2 different Blue players, but sends it away to Nelson, who will flip it down the field. This is J.J. Mitchell free. Mitchell will drop it off. Winding up and firing, Parker Bird. Bounces just wide the net. There to back it up was Taylor for the Whites with 9:35 remaining and a rainbow off in the distance. How about that? Nice way to wind up what has been a day with a little bit of everything weather-wise. We've had 2 lightning delays, and the girls' game had to be stopped prematurely. Pass bounces off the stick of Cameron Mann. It's loose at midfield. And the Whites hit with an offside infraction, so the Blues now will take it back. Passes away. Here's the shot. Goal once again for Alex Waller from Athens Drive.
Textbook fast break.
Found the open man along the near side. And Jack Larkin winds up with his first point of the day on the assist. And he was the one who really made a heads-up play there, Tyler. So the Blues, in a game that really has been a game of runs, now have scored 3 in a row, and they have scored 6 of the last 7 goals in the game. They were down 9-6, and now they lead by 2 at 12-10. 9:12 remaining in the game. Jankowski at midfield with Clay Baker on the faceoff. Baker for the white team, Jankowski for the Blues. Jankowski scrambling for the loose ball, and we have a push called against the Whites. Cole Allen, the long stick midi, sends it down the long end of the field. Behind the back pass, not sure that was the best time for that, and it goes out of bounds. That was Larkin attempting that pass. I'm not sure who was throwing it to, quite honestly. It might have been Kosh, but it was well away from him. Now the Whites will take it back. Nelson has gone the whole way in net. That's unusual in an all-star game.
Oh, he lost in the sun.
And, yeah, the long stick defenseman, David Riley from Eastern Alamance, simply lost it, you're right, but he managed to regain the ball, got it away to Nelson. Now Alex Baker from Apex. He alludes to check from Cole Jackson. He'll take it himself. Here's the shot. It bounces off a leg, and we've got a penalty coming up against the blue team. Bounced off the leg of Jack Dixon. And we have a slash called against number 7, Miles Lee. Lee from the North Carolina School of Science and Math is going to Georgia Tech. So 1 minute personal foul, and the Whites have to cash in here. This feels like a big moment in the game. Manet playing catch. Sends it across to Leone. Now Manet. Low pass to the far sideline. Manet's the point man on this man-up opportunity. Excellent pass in front, but it goes off the stick of Mann. It was a good idea by Jacob Leone. Winds up behind the net. And running it back the other way goes 27, Jake Meyer, who comes out of net and plays it across the field. Running to the near sideline, Jack Nixon. Up the field he sends it. Faleo lost the ball, stripped away, and it winds up stolen by Manet. With 7:30 remaining. Manet, 12-10. Whites had the man advantage, and now it has come to an end. Not sure that they realize it, but now it is 6-on-6. Here's the shot, goal! Kobe Hatcher scores for the White squad.
Full speed, D, full speed.
Hatcher with his second of the day, unassisted.
Full speed, D, full speed.
Well, I checked that. They're going to give an assist to Leone. And now it's a 12-11 game. The goal coming with 7:11 remaining in the game. So Hatcher with his second, and Leone with the assist. That's his first assist of the day and his second point. Makes it a one-goal game. Blues with a 12-11 lead. Now in the face-off circle, Jankowski matched up against Clay Baker from Ravenscroft. A big draw here. The sun is back out here at Koskinen Stadium after these two teams largely played in clouded darkness for the third quarter. Ball goes out of bounds on the face-off over the near sideline, and the officials say it will be blue ball. William Falea from Jacksonville High School triggers the ball in on the restart, then goes down, lost his stick, and they're going to call procedure after he lost his stick. White team will take it, but then they got too much of a head start to the referee's liking, and he orders a restart. Tyler Carpenter was ready to go, trying to make this a tie game once again. Carpenter plays it along the near sideline. Sends it away to Sean Goldsmith. Nice pick and roll. Goldsmith's pass went down to the turf, and then man goes down, and the ball scooped up and stolen right back by Jack Nixon of Pinecrest. Here comes the Blue squad once again. This is Faleo with it. He'll complete the clearance with 6:28 remaining in the game. 12-11, the Blue team with the lead and the ball. Eric Stieber collects the pass from Donovan Jones. Sends it away to William Faleo. Kosh. Behind the net, Larkin. Moves to the right, creates room, fires and scores. Jack Larkin scores the goal for the Blue team, and it's 13-11. So Larkin scores his first of the day. And now it's 13-11 Blues team, with 6:06 remaining. Larkin with his first goal and his second point.
Great use of his body on that roll.
It was a big turnover all the way around that was created after Jack Nixon gobbled up the ground ball. So the Blues continue their run. They've scored now 4 of the last 5 goals, and they have outscored the White team 7-3 in this half. Good battle in the face-off circle. And it's taken back by Clay Baker for the White squad. Face-off win they had to have. This is Halverson. Pass up top. The shot bounces off the crossbar. Whistled in by Goldsmith. Bounces long. It's taken back by Stieber for the Blue team. Stieber races back, sends it away, gets past the stick of Waller, and it'll go out of bounds. So the White team will take it back now with 6:01 remaining. 13-11, the Blue team with the lead. Trying to complete the clearance is J.J. Mitchell. The senior from Mount Tabor will take it into the offensive box. Pass in front, gobbled up, and the shot, goal. It was Sean Goldsmith who wound up with the pass. I don't think the pass was intended for him, but he wound up being Johnny on the spot.
Great heads-up play.
And Goldsmith will get the goal. His second of the day. So Goldsmith scores. Goldsmith scored 83 goals this year for Northwest Guilford out in Greensboro. He finished with 144 points playing under head coach Daniel Tichy. Not only that, but he has a 315-pound deadlift.
It's incredible.
Think he's ready to go to the next level at some sport or another. They have videos of him making 315 pounds, and if he's got one higher than that, they haven't posted it yet, but it wouldn't surprise me. Goldsmith scored his second there to bring the white team within a goal. And back the other way, the white team wins the faceoff. They'll move down the right end of the field. This is William Lohoff-Gaida. Moves it in deep to Goldsmith. 5:23 remaining. Last year's game went into overtime. Keep that in mind. Goldsmith fires just wide. Halverson there to back up, and the Whites will keep it with 5:14 remaining. 13-12. Whites have scored 4 goals this half. Halverson gets free. Halverson. Shot went off the pocket of Meyer, and then it is taken back by Spencer Stokes. He'll bring it back the other way. Stokes from Apex. He's headed to Pfeiffer. Moves it away to Edney. He'll move it into the offensive end. We have not seen a stall warning called in this game, and I don't think anyone should be surprised over that since this is an all-star game. Maybe the Blues will take one here. Grant Irons with it now. Finds a free man behind the back, shot by Waller. Goal. What a play. Alex Waller with a gorgeous goal. Alex Waller with his second of the day.
Grant Irons.
The assist to Grant Irons.
Going to pass to that goal number 8, Grant Irons.
And it's a 2-goal lead for the Blues. That was the highlight play of the day. A gorgeous goal in net, behind the back pass from Waller, a behind the back shot. Waller with his second goal of the day. Irons with the assist, and it's 14-12 Blues. Takes a lot of precision to make a shot like that possible. Probably a goal you'll only see in an all-star game. Not likely to see that on championship weekend or in the Major League Lacrosse final, but that was something pretty regardless. Weighing the face-off, Clay Baker for the White squad, and he gets it away to Tyler Carpenter. Tell you, the coaches are going to be hard-pressed to pick out an MVP in this one. So many players have scored. So many big defensive plays have been made. Moving in on net is Goldsmith, but he lost the ball. It was raked away from behind by Delegati. Now Halverson had it and lost it, and it goes over the end line. It will go to the blue team with 4 minutes remaining in the game. 14-12 the score. Meyer out of net, the goalkeeper, trying to advance the ball. This is Ballsborough. Drew Ballsborough from Cannon School. He's going to play at NC State, and a turnover. Creating it is Manet. Ball free to the far end. Caleb Fitch will pick it up. Goldsmith will fire, and he scores! Just like that, Sean Goldsmith makes it a 1-goal game, and Goldsmith has got the hat trick. So Goldsmith scores on an assist from Fitch. And it's 14-13. With 3:45 remaining, the white team has made it a 1-goal game again. Caleb Fitch led Southern Alamance with 86 points this season, including 53 goals. He had a 10-goal game against Asheboro on April the 17th. And here he assists on the goal from Goldsmith that gives him the hat trick. Jankowski in the faceoff circle with Clay Baker of the white team. 3:45 remaining in the game. Baker locks up with Jankowski, who wins the faceoff clean, but his pass was errant, and it will go into the white bench out of bounds. It's going to be white ball with a chance to tie. Right away running is Leone. He feeds it in front to Halverson, and Halverson ties the game.
I don't think the defense recognized that the play was started.
Not at all. So Halverson scores, and Leone gets the assist to tie the game at 14. This has been an entertaining little affair here today. Halverson gets his third of the game. Leone winds up with his second assist. 14-14. You were right there, Tyler. They were totally unprepared, and Leone was ready for the restart. I don't think anyone from the blue team was at all.
Seems like that crease slide's been slow all game.
Big battle on the face-off. Jankowski wrestling for it with Baker. And the white team will get it as Jankowski's going to be whistled for an infraction for holding the stick. Hatcher back the other way. Goldsmith roars in, fires wide. Halverson there on the backup. With 3:19 remaining in the game. We're now all tied in a game that's been a tug of war back and forth all day long. White team has scored 3 of the last 4 goals to even the contest. Now out on the field, Jacob Leone, who assisted on the game-tying goal moments ago. On the run, this is Manet going behind the goal. Now in front of behind-the-back shot, and what a save made by Meyer on Goldsmith. Goldsmith knocks the outlet pass down, and then Meyer comes out of net. Goldsmith feeds it away. Goal for the white squad. Knocking it into the empty net.
Incredible play.
Remarkable play was Caleb Fitch. So Fitch winds up with the goal. He just threw it into an empty net as Meyer came out of net to go after that loose ball. He went after Goldsmith, who realized that Fitch was alone in front of the net. And once a goalkeeper leaves that crease like that, if the other team has the ball, he can't go back in the crease.
Very risky.
It was a risky play, and Meyer wound up paying for it. So it's now the white team with the lead off the goal from Fitch. Goldsmith with the assist. He's now got a 4-point day. Just when I thought naming an offensive MVP would be difficult, right? We have a hold on the faceoff called against the white squad. Jankowski will earn the faceoff win. Now the Blues will have a chance to tie the game with 2:45 remaining. Here's Larkin. He'll send it away to Koch. Riley Koch from Northwood, an all-conference player in Conference 6. Another name for the Big 8, essentially. Donovan Jones with it now. He'll circle to the right. 2:20 remaining. Jones finds an opening, fires, bounces it wide, and the white team's going to win the race to the end line. There was no one backing up for the Blues at all. And Chris Nelson was the closest man to it. He realized where it was, and he came out of net. Now with 2:10 remaining. Can the white team get a clearance? This is Parker Bird taking the pass from midfield. Joes to Julian Gout. Gout defended by Spencer Stokes. And we have a timeout called by the white squad. So the whites call timeout, having scored 4 of the last 5 goals in the game, including the last one from Fitch, who was alone in front of an empty net, and Goldsmith made a pass from the seat of his pants on the ground as he was being hounded by the blue team goalkeeper, Jake Meyer. And it led to what now is the game-winning goal, but will it be the game-winning goal? We'll just have to see. It's the lead-changing goal at the very least. 15-14, the white squad with the lead here, and they have the ball with 1:55 remaining. So Fitch, with that goal, he's factored in on 2 goals here in the 4th quarter. He has 2 points, and it was interesting last year when Jack Whitman scored for Cedar Ridge in overtime. Of course, that was the game-winning goal. That was his only goal of the game. And Fitch just scored his first goal of the game. Will that be the game winner? We'll see. 1:55 to go.
See if the blue team presses out here.
Goldsmith will trigger it in. He's matched up by Stokes. Goldsmith takes off toward the net. Goldsmith feeds it across. Up top, this is Bird. Moves it around. Goldsmith behind the net with 1:38 remaining. This is the closest thing we've seen to stall ball today. Goldsmith with 1:28 remaining. And now stall warning is going to be called. They don't have a shot clock here in high school the way they do in college. They have an invisible shot clock, so now they have 30 seconds to get one on net. Bird fires, and a great save by Meyer. He had to scramble in front, and he dove across the goal mouth to knock it away with his pocket. And the blue team winds up with the ball, and then they turn it over at midfield. It's taken right back by Bird with 59 seconds remaining. And Goldsmith had it in front of the net against Meyer. And Goldsmith does the wise thing, now feeds it to Bird, and he scores. Goldsmith realized he didn't need a goal right away. He just wanted to run some clock. He fed it to Bird, and he scores. And Goldsmith winds up with another assist. And it's now 16-14 Whites. So Goldsmith, who is having a huge quarter, he's got a 4-point quarter right now. He scored 2 goals, and he's assisted on the last 2 White team goals, which have put them up 16-14 with 50 seconds remaining in the game. And that's Bird's first goal of the game. Jankowski with a must-win face-off. It's free at the circle, and the blue team does get it. With it is Stieber.
Needs to move quickly here if they want to.
Kosh feeds it in front, and shooting and scoring at the other end is Warlick.
Great handle.
Warlick completes the hat trick. With 32 seconds remaining, Kosh winds up on the assist. That's his 3rd point. And it's 16-15 with 32 seconds remaining. Well, John Bennett is in the circle now. Matched up against Clay Baker. Or check that, it's Drew Lang in there for the White squad. Big duel at the X here. Game riding on it here in the Cullen Classic for Cancer. And moving early. Oh, they're going to say that it was Bennett who moved early. Wait a minute here. Hold on a second. I think the officials might have pointed in the wrong direction. One official puts his hand on the other's shoulder who actually made the call, and now he points in the direction of the blue team. It was apparent, I think, to just about everyone here that it was Drew Lang who moved early, and indeed that is the correct call. Now Koch back the other way, feeds it in front. It winds up in the stick of Nelson. It missed the stick of Warlick, who had an opportunity in front of the net, but he couldn't come up with the ball. And Nelson comes up with a huge grounder with 15 seconds remaining. Pass up the field goes to Leone, and he'll send it across with 9 seconds remaining. And his pass is intercepted. It's taken back by the Blues. Here's a shot. It goes off a body from about 50 yards out, and that's going to run out the clock. What a wild way to end the game. But the White team winds up with the victory, 16-15 the final score. A very entertaining All-Star game here today at Koskinen Stadium. And 2 teams lined up to shake each other's hands. And the White team, and for the 2nd straight year, the Bull City All-Star Boys game turns out to be a 1-goal game. Last year it was decided in overtime, and here today it came down to the wire. As for game honors, you have to think that Goldsmith is going to wind up with it offensively. Sean Goldsmith from Northwest Guilford with 3 goals and 2 assists. Check that, he actually had 3 assists today. He assisted on the goal by Leone in the 2nd quarter. So with a 6-point day, you have to like Goldsmith's chances. And perhaps Chris Nelson will win the defensive MVP. We'll just have to see. Franklin Zirkle talking with the officials, and we'll have the post-game honors now. Sean Goldsmith named the offensive MVP of today's game. Goldsmith from Northwest Guilford, after an 83-goal season, had 6 points today, including a hat trick. Scored 2 goals in the fourth quarter after the blue team took a 13-11 lead with 6:06 remaining in the contest. After a goal by Jack Larkin, Goldsmith then went to work. He factored in on 4 of the white team's goals. And Tyler Carpenter is named the defensive player of the game. He's going to attend Duke University, as we mentioned. Carpenter comes out. A lot of that was from his play really in the first half when he was stellar, especially in the first quarter. Carpenter finishes up the game with a goal and 2 assists. Well, this was a wonderful afternoon of lacrosse after the Lightning managed to get beyond us here, and the sun actually set. We even had a rainbow way off in the distance that hovered above Wallace Wade Stadium and here at Koskinen Stadium. It turned out to be a wonderful day of lacrosse, and the white team winds up winning 16-15. Sean Goldsmith named the offensive MVP, and Tyler Carpenter from Durham Academy is named the game's defensive MVP. Well, Tyler, I want to thank you for standing in here with me here today. Appreciate it, and hopefully we will hear more from you in the future because we have a good association with Cedar Ridge, and we want to hear you on the mic when you're not playing, and hopefully you'll do some color next season for football broadcast because even though summer's coming, you know that fall isn't far away. And in fact, the opening for football season is only about 10 weeks away, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it'll be third Friday in August.
Yep.
So we're into June now, and we're only about 10 weeks away. It seems like it's a long way away, but really it's
Comes
not,
quick.
Yeah, it comes real quick. And we can get some rest now, but before long, we're going to be getting ready for football. That's going to conclude our broadcast here today, and our next broadcast will come on that third Friday in August. We'll have 2 broadcasts that night. We'll bring you Northern Nash at Orange and Hillsboro, and then right here on the same website, simultaneously, somebody, we don't know who yet, but somebody is going to broadcast Cedar Ridge at Carrboro. We know that for a fact. Until then, I'm Jeff Hamlin. We'll see you down the road.